The murder trial of the late Bafana Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa will continue in the High Court in Pretoria today. In fact, Advocate Malesela Teffo is expected to slightly shift the focus to a formal application for a trial within a trial. Teffo wants the court to look into allegations of assault experienced by his clients. Our reporter Linda Mnisi is tracking that case. He joins us now live from outside the High Court in Pretoria. Linda, tell us more about what Advocate Teffo alleges happened to his clients, or at least two of them.
Well, you'll remember, Michelle, in 2020, in fact, on the 27th of October. Now, that followed the briefing by the police minister, Bekele, informing South Africans that 5 people had been arrested for the murder of former Bafana Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa, saying that they would be appearing the next day, which would be the 27th of October, at the Boksburg Magistrates Court. Now, on that day, Advocate Malesela Teffo is arguing that his clients were not formally charged and they were not read their rights, which is, of course, an issue that he wants to take up with this particular court. He says it is an issue that his clients were not, informed of their rights. They were not charged. You'll also remember his clients refusing to step in the dock, saying that they are not the accused in this particular matter. But also, you'll remember this court has been dealing with the evidence around what has been gathered from the Khumalo home in Vosloorus, and he says nothing links his clients to this particular murder except for the 2 confessions that were obtained by police after assaulting his clients. Now, he wants a trial within a trial to look into these matters, but you'll remember last week when these issues were raised, Judge Mahumera saying that they were not raised procedurally, which means that a proper notice of motion together with affidavits were not filed, which would basically make up a proper application to raise up these issues. Essentially, this was evidence from the bar, and he cannot rule on evidence from the bar because there isn't any evidence that is brought before the court. At this point, it is merely hearsay, and this comes at the backdrop, of course, of that application, same nature of application earlier in the week, which stalled proceedings for quite some time, delayed, in fact, the proceedings. You'll remember that application to have production house 1010 Films removed from the court. Judge Chipuwa Mahumela making the same ruling that he will not judge, or rather make a ruling in favor of the defense in this part, given the fact that a proper notice of motion was not filed with the court. It is evidence from the bar. It is hearsay evidence and cannot order anybody out. So this morning then, we're expecting that the advocate, Malesela Teffo, will of course be meeting with the judge together with other legal representatives in the judge's chambers. He did indicate that they will be filing that notice of motion and will furnish all parties that are involved with all the papers, because that is, of course, the procedure that is required when looking into issues of a proper notice of motion or a proper application in the court of law. So he will be meeting all the parties relevant. By now, all the parties should have had all those papers, and then that application will get underway. And what that means, if those papers are filed, is that Advocate Mshololo will have to stand by for a moment to have the judge, ruling on that particular matter, or hearing at least what Advocate Malesela Teffo has to say.
Linda Mnisi, thanks very much indeed for that update. You'll keep us up to speed as that motion is brought up in court, and of course what the decision is from the court. He's live to us there from the High Court in Pretoria as the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial continues.